Hey there guys, it's Chaos. That's my YouTube name. Do you know that? Did I even tell you that?
No.
I didn't tell him that. But that's my YouTube name. Would you like to pick a YouTube name on the spot? Right here in front of everybody?
Not right now. I have one, but I can't remember it. I'll have to look at it.
Well, we'll discuss that later.
Put it in the description maybe.
I have my lovely boyfriend here with me today. I talked about him a little bit in the intro video, which he hasn't watched.
Which I'm worried about.
He hasn't watched it. But there was a comment left on that video that talked about or asked about our relationship and how magic takes a part in our relationship. So I thought it would be really nice to get him in this video and talk about that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna start with his path and what he does, because I don't know for sure what he does.
So
what
am I supposed to explain?
What you do.
Oh.
Well, okay, let's start here.
You should probably ask me questions and I will answer them.
What kind of witch do you consider yourself?
Well, when I searched it up, the most accurate word that I could find was eclectic.
Okay, that's what I said in the first video, so I was right there.
Yes.
What is your primary goddess?
Celine.
And your primary god? You have one?
Yes.
Isn't it the same as mine?
No.
He's been kind of bouncing around
there. Horus is working pretty good right now.
I don't have a goddess, so I can't hark on him for not being able to pick a god.
Horus.
Because I only have one. I don't have two, because I don't do that.
You don't do two.
I don't do two. So I told him that you do a lot of nocturnal magic and moon magic. Is that wrong or right? Or...
That's right.
Okay, so...
Most of my stuff I do during the night.
That's kind of what I figured. So, do you have anything... I showed them my box when we started, the box that I take with me everywhere. This one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's over here, off to the side. I promise, I take it with me everywhere, and it's here. So, is there anything that you take with you all the time?
The main thing that I usually take with me is my, what is the symbol called?
Oh, this is our Tetragrammaton coin, I think is how you say it. I don't know if it's gonna focus.
There's that, and there's my,
Focus! Not on my face. I don't know if you can even see that.
I think that they can see it.
When I went to New York City, the store that we go to, they told me that I have this like huge fear of planes. I don't like to fly. I don't like flying at all. And so when I went, I told our storekeep there, and she recommended that I take that coin with me. She also gave me a stone, which, do you still have that stone?
Which stone?
The green one, little green triangle one?
No, you have that somewhere.
Okay, I have that somewhere. I'm not sure where it is.
I also take this somewhere.
Okay, but that's what that Tetragrammaton is for. Travel protection and just overall safety. He also wears this all the time. It's spinning.
You should probably fix that.
We're so far away from the camera, and I'm having so many issues right now. This is just a pinnacle with, what even are those? Are those just fake? Do you know?
I don't think that they are.
I don't know what they are. But it's pewter, and so he wears that all the time, every day. So, is there anything else that is essential to your practice that you have here? I made him bring all his stuff, so.
Like all of it. Or at least the part of it that I can take with me. I've got both of my trunks at the house, but for the most part, I take my books with me, which I keep all of my current workings in.
So see, when I did my intro video, we talked about Books of Shadows and my opinion on them and why my first Book of Shadows didn't work out, and now I have like 12 of them. He keeps those two there. And he went through a similar issue where I got him a nice, pretty book, and he didn't want to write in it.
I didn't really like. I liked having the book. I just didn't like having a really nice book. Because even though I really liked it, that made it all the worse. Where if I mess something up, I'm like, well, crap.
Yeah, and so that's what I basically said too. That if you like the book, and if you like it to the point where you can't use it, then you need to get a new book.
And if at all, what I've been trying to do is, if I write anything down, I have 2 books. I have one book that I keep in my house where when I'm writing stuff, I'll write a sort of rough draft, and I'll get the idea of everything I want to write, and then I'll put it in my book.
And see, that's my black one, the little flimsy one. That's what that one is, and yeah, we do similar things when it comes to the book. So, is there anything else that you have that you want to talk about?
Nothing that I take with me all the time.
Well, not necessarily all the time, but just something that's pertinent to your magic working, that you cannot work without.
The main thing that's helped me is I have a, how do you pronounce it?
Selenite.
No, the word is gone.
Oh, your servitor?
Yeah, it's my servitor.
I didn't even talk about this.
I've got this.
You're going to have to hold it closer, I think. So, that's actually a selenite heart. That's what I thought he was asking. We have a lot of selenite, and I already talked about why we have so much, because it's self-cleansing and it's beautiful, and we're just in love with it. Plus, for him, it has a lot of it pertains to the moon and moon magic. So he.
Sorry, opening this.
I think this is a new one. I don't really think he opened it after he bought it, but
I have once, and then I closed it again. It's a selenite pillar.
But it looks just like the one I have on my altar, so.
Except for slightly smaller.
Right. Mine's fatter. His is taller. But which I haven't done an altar tour video yet, so they don't know that.
Well, maybe in the future, once you make it, they can go check that too and give them a bit more information on that.
I need to make that. Okay. So now we're going to try to change the subject here, and we're going to talk about magic in our daily lives and in our relationship. And I don't really know where to start on
No
this.
clue.
I mean,
we were asked to make a video, and so here I am.
Well, they didn't necessarily ask to make a video. They just asked the question, and now
you decided to make a video.
Well, me and that person we've been talking more lately. We talk almost daily now, and that was 2 days ago that he made the comment. So I guess that's not a huge
daily.
That's not a huge
Talk daily
accomplishment, or maybe it's been 3 days. I don't know. It's been a little bit. Whenever I posted that first video, he commented that day, or night, or whatever. So I wanted to talk about this. I just don't really know how to, because literally, if we do magic alone, we don't talk to each other about it. We keep a lot of our workings, I guess, private, unless I'm making an oil, in which case the oil is sitting on the altar and he's like, what's that? What's that do?
What's that do?
What's in there? Can I smell it? And that's just kind of how that goes. Can I shake it? And he's allowed to shake them, but only if he puts the right.
If I'm in a good mood that day.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which I do the same thing. If I've had a shitty day, I don't shake my good vibes oil, because that just wrong intentions. Exactly. So,
you just stress relief oil.
I don't make oils with him around, because I usually have to get in the zone for that, and he just is a huge distraction.
And I've been, God, I tried the whole working with oil thing, and I had one thing happen that just made me extremely mad. So for a while, I'm gonna be mostly trying to stay away from working with oil, because he helped me with it. I had one thing mixed up that I had created, and I guess the lid wasn't on too well, and I went home, and lo and behold, it fell off of the shelf into my bag and soaked most of the stuff in my bag. So, very angry at that point.
Yeah, I had to go over there and put out the flames.
Helps.
But Dad is totally, well, we just don't, he's not great at the whole herbs and oil thing. He's more of a rock kind of guy. So he does all the stone stuff, and I do all the herbs and oils. And
Are you talking to your friend now?
yeah, he's messaging me now, and I'm replying, but that's not important.
I just looked down and went.
I have my computer down here.
I was like typing.
I do have a blog. I don't ever use it. I'll put the link in the description. I mean, I use it. I don't ever use it, so go follow it. But I mean, I use it sometimes. I have a couple of oils put on there right now that were test runs of the oils. I also have apparently a ritual in Spanish on there, so you should just go check that out if you'd like to. I'll put the link in the description. If you haven't already, you should check out my Twitter. Why are we talking about this? Is totally off subject.
Totally off subject.
Okay, we're going back to the subject now.
So our attention span.
Yeah, no.
This is where it is right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, anyway, so like I said, we don't practice a lot together as far as personal stuff goes. The only time we do stuff together is when I need 2 more sets of hands, or if we're...
2 more sets of hands.
Okay, 1 more set of hands? I didn't think that through. 1 more set of hands, or if we're...
doing something that would, like, affect both of us, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't know how to word that. I'm, like, nervously rubbing this pillow.
It's a very soft pillow.
It is.
It's one of my neck pillows.
It's in my lap. Anyway, we do rituals together every once in a while. We try to do,
it's been a while since we've done one of those.
we did a big ritual one time. I was house sitting for someone. I won't name who, but I was house sitting for someone, and we had the privilege of being alone, and we did a big full-on ritual, and it snowed, and it was amazing. It was great, and that needs to happen again. The only thing is we just don't have the space here.
The space and the time.
I mean, we could probably make the time, we just don't have the space. The space is a big player in Magic, for me anyway. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are going to argue that, you know, they do it in their room, and that's all the space they need, but when I do like a bigger ritual, I need more space.
I feel like it's not as big of a ritual if you don't have the space to match
Well, I don't know about that, because that makes it sound like if you don't have enough space, then your ritual's not... Never mind. We will just move on from that.
We're bad about talking about things, if you haven't figured that out.
We're bad about talking about things that we just go about without really thinking. I mean, we don't intentionally work magic into our relationship. It just kind of happens. I mean, we don't perform spells on each other or anything like that, at least not without each other knowing.
Maybe it's happened once.
Wait,
Like, I think we've only done something on each other, like, once, and we knew about it.
what was it? I don't remember.
I don't know, I think it was like a happiness thing.
Oh, I made that little jar.
Yeah.
I made a jar of... I need to get the recipe for that. But I'm still pretty sure I screwed that up, because at the time I decided to make it... This is a great story. The time I decided to make it, it was in the middle of the night, and it requires hair from both persons. And so he had left his jacket there. So I was like, I'll just get the hair off his jacket. I'm 95% sure it's his lab's hair. So I think I did a spell with me in your lab.
Well, if it didn't bark when you came in the house, okay, so...
So, yeah, I kind of screwed that one up, but, what else should we talk about?
I don't know, because another reason, you know, I'm thinking about what I said earlier, and I just realized a better way to describe it is another reason why we're so off topic and don't know what to talk about is because we didn't rehearse anything. Like, we walked in here, he was like, okay, we're making the video, okay, sit down, go.
I don't rehearse ever, I just sit
Like,
down.
we didn't even like our general idea was talk about witchy things. And
Well,
we were like, go.
I'd rather have a genuine response than a rehearsed response because like I said, we don't talk about this. So I genuinely wanted to know his answers to these questions, just so that I could know.
Now you have it on record.
Yeah, and now it'll be public for the whole world to see. I feel like I've said it 12 times now, but I mean, we don't do. Magic's just part of our lives, and I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. A long time ago, we used to say that we needed to practice, or we needed to, you know, like we had to, like it was a, what are the words I'm looking for? Like it was a
mandatory.
Yeah, like it was homework or something. Like you had
Like if you didn't do something just about every day, like something specific that you have to set aside time for, like a long time to do and work on and practice for or study on, then you weren't getting any better.
Or you weren't a real witch. You know, people always act like that if you're not constantly learning or constantly performing something or constantly doing this, then you're not as good of a witch as they are. And we're not really about that. Right now, we incorporate it into just about everything we do. I mean, we get in the car and we're applying oil, or we've got these coins with us, or who knows what's being said in our heads. I know at my job, I'm constantly praying and constantly absorbing energy and releasing energy and moving energy around in the rooms. I mean, I'm constantly doing stuff. I don't know about him, but I mean, magic is just to become a part of our daily routine. Like, we don't do it on purpose. It just happens. It's like brushing your teeth in the morning. It's there. You just do it. You don't think about it anymore. I know.
I'm like running out of things to. I'm trying to think of more things to talk about, and I'm like.
I mean, I think we basically covered it in the sense that we don't. When you ask how magic affects our relationship, it doesn't. It's just
there.
It's just there. we just do it. I mean, if anything, it brought us closer. You know, we were able to sit down. We can sit down back to back and meditate, and it brings us closer as a couple mentally. At some point, I'm sure we'll try conjoining astral planes and that stuff. But that's stuff that I'm working on right now, and I haven't made as much progress as I'd like to. But you know, we've collected stormwater together. We've been together on full moons. I mean, we celebrate the Sabbaths together because we're the only people we know.
Correctly.
I think it's a stigma in the witchy community to be knowledgeable, and I think that's what witches do. They regurgitate everything they know because they feel like that justifies them. And if I know anything, I know that we're not here to prove anything to anybody. I know that when I was starting and looking for stuff, I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I'm gonna make what I was looking for because I had to learn it on my own. And so my goal is to, you know, help people learn. I'm not here to condone you because you don't do the same magic that I do, or you don't have your own altar, or you don't celebrate the Sabbaths, or I don't care. That's your path, and I'm on my path, he's on his path, and we're on our path. And our paths are different from our individual paths, you know? I mean, that makes sense. It's kind of like a coven. We're kind of our own little coven, and each person in the coven normally has their own path, but they attribute their knowledge to the coven's path, and that's kind of what we have going on here. So, to answer your question, we do not, I mean, we don't think about it, we don't intentionally incorporate it, it's there. It doesn't really affect our relationship at this point, other than my budget. That's all it affects right now is
budget.
My ability to not control myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I had to say. So if you're a couple, if you're a witchy couple and your paths don't, you know, meet, that's okay.
If you don't do the exact same thing, you don't have to.
You don't have to do rituals together all the time or spells together all the time. You know, it's important to keep your... Yeah. Finish what I was saying.
The best way to sum it up would be the words that you use sometimes that still drive me crazy. That you do you, boo boo.
Yeah, you do you. Boo boo.
And you know, if you need your own time to do something, then do it.
But at the same time, you know, I do lean on him, and he leans on me, and we're always there for each other, magically, spiritually, physically, well, maybe not mentally, because we're both, like, yeah. But we're there for each other, and we have no problem using magic to help each other and that kind of thing, you know. I align his chakras every now and then, because he's not big into that, and I help him meditate every now and then, because he's not really into that.
I'm not very good.
He can't sit still for long enough to do it. And
I used to. Don't know where that went. I did it like very successfully once, and I still can't figure out what I did correctly.
so, you know, just stay together, play together, but don't, you know.
But don't force yourself to do
It's
stuff.
like your futures, you know, like your career. We have two totally different careers, and that's fine. That doesn't interfere with our relationship. So, yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way to compare it, you know.
careers.
We're in different classes. We do different things. We study different stuff. I know different things than he knows.
And if we ever get interested in something that the other one knows more about, we can ask. And if you can give your 2 cents, and then if I'm like, well, I want to do something a little bit different, then I'll search it up and figure out some more stuff.
So, anyway, I think that really sums up what we were trying to say here. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, you should leave a like, subscribe, follow, whatever. I've got a Twitter. I'm going to try to put this blog down below. I think I have a Tumblr somewhere. You know, get to know me, follow me, message me, comment me, whatever.
Comments.
Yeah, comments are great. So we hope to see you soon. We do have some plans for tomorrow. Maybe I will record
Maybe.
during and after. I don't know. I'm hoping to do some sort of haul tomorrow because I have no self-control and I'm gonna spend all my money. So, so anyway, we will see you guys when we see you guys.
In the next video.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Bye.